Okay. So today we're gonna talk about embarrassing childhood stories. Because we're obviously old enough to fucking do that.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about even when we were tiny.
Even when we were tiny. So Nick, do you want to start with your fucking story?
Sure. Let's see. I think right off the top of my head, one of the funniest stories that comes to my mind, I don't know if you heard about this one, but I know Alex has. When I was a little baby boy, what I used to do is I would sit on like the top of stairs of my of my old house's staircase, and there would be times where I just get so, I guess, like harrowed by life that I would just launch myself off the top of the stairs, and I would tumble the whole goddamn way down. And I would be totally unfazed by this at the bottom of the floor. My mom would be like, "Oh my god, are you okay?"
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. That's me tumbling down the stairs.
That's in your pillow noises.
Oh my god. Wow.
That's just the start of it, though. So, like I said, I was not really like phased by this like injury. So I would climb back up the stairs, and I would repeatedly. I would consistently do this all fucking day. I would just keep tumbling down the stairs, and my mom would end up getting like really mad at me. She's like, "Your brain is gonna turn into like chorizo. You gotta stop tumbling down the stairs."
Like you're falling down the stairs, all your brain is getting blended up into Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
I imagined you like falling down the stairs like Peter Griffin.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. That's literally how I have vivid memories of like my vision just going totally fucking blank while I'm tumbling down the stairs. All I see is just the world revolving around me.
It's like going in slow motion.
I think the worst part about that though is that whenever I would like reminisce back on that, I have no memory whatsoever of like actually feeling pain. I genuinely believe that prior to like I would say age 10, I just straight up didn't feel pain, or I just had like no regard for like my self-preservation or anything.
You had like a parasite in you that like enacted suicidal tendencies.
Oh, it's that one that the ads get to take them to tall places.
The cordyceps, yeah.
Yeah, you get cordyceps, but instead of going to tall places to be eaten by predators, you go to tall places to fall down. You throw yourself off of them.
I mean, to be fair, I would also like, so our old house, we, like it was a 2-story house, and the balcony in the little like front area, it had little like, what are they called, guardrails? And the guardrails were just the right size for me to stick my head into, but have an extremely difficult time pulling.
Oh my god, I used to do that! Like,
I didn't, because I'm smarter than you guys.
Okay. I don't know if you're done with the story, are you?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's it. I get my head stuck in there, and I'm pretty sure I like compressed my skull doing that. Oh. And now my skull is just like permanently diamond shaped.
You look like those Egyptians. That's what your head looks like.
Okay,
it's not true.
Okay, so like when I was like 5 or maybe even like 7 still, okay, so if you like walked far enough into my house, you saw those like chairs around the table, right? Like how they had like the spaces between them.
Yeah.
So it would be like a back piece, where your back would go, of course, rail like sort of thing, that you could like stick your hand through.
Oh my god.
But of course, me being me, I stuck my head through them, and I would like have an extremely difficult time getting out of them.
Your fro would like lock you in there.
I actually had like straight hair.
Oh my god.
When I was in like,
that's a cursed image.
Like 7th grade, or not 7 years old.
I always had afros.
I picked up the afro in like 6th grade. So then like I would get my head stuck in there, like with my like bowl cut. So then I would like I'd look like you know those things where you like have your head stuck in them and your like wrists are stuck in them too.
Things like
yeah,
so that people like throw tomatoes at you. That was pretty much me. Cause I'd be like, and then I thought I would like die right there, cause I was so afraid of like my mortality. when I was 7. I was having existential crises back then.
I never got my head stuck in stuff, but I would always slam it into things. My grandma's house, I used to live there with my parents, and like my grandpa created this room. He built this room.
We built this city.
We built this room, and I slammed my head through the wall.
No, you did not.
Okay, I was jumping on the bed, and then I did a front flip, and I went rolling, and then like I went boom into the wall.
One fell off and broke his head.
I am the monkey. But I rolled and I slammed like my head into this wall that was like made of paper mache, and I dented it. I put a hole in it. It was like the funniest thing I can remember. Like, cause you guys get your head stuck in places,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I didn't do that because I was smarter than
You got your head stuck through a wall.
You got your head stuck through like a wall made out of pure Portuguesium.
What else is stupid about childhood?
I used to like stand on chairs like that, the one that you're sitting in right now, Alex.
Yeah.
Where it would like spin. It's a spinny chair.
Yeah.
And it has like no support on the sides.
Yeah.
So then I would used to stand on those, and then just like wiggle myself around, and then I would fall off multiple times.
I can just hear the thud noises.
Oh, I'm imagining this in my dad's old like apartment, carpet flooring, and like there were several occasions where my stepbrothers fucking jumped off the bed and like they pile drived onto the floor. I can imagine the sound of that and
My short-term memory loss, like I forgot whether you or Alex said it, but like one of you mentioned like pile driving into.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, so like it reminded me of this memory I had. I think when I was 10. I don't know. But like I would do this thing where like I dolphin dived like over an armrest onto a couch, like repeatedly while my brothers and sisters were still there. This memory is so vivid. They were watching like a Kung Fu Panda TV series on Netflix, and then like I was like dolphin diving repeatedly onto the couch. And then like and then like one specific moment I jumped over the armrest, and then I felt something like snap in my abdomen, and then I was like, oh my god, call 911, I'm dying. And then, like I was just like starting to tear up on the couch because I think like
I collided with the mattress.
Because I think like my stomach lining like ruptured.
It made the ripping noise from SpongeBob.
And then like they were all like, "You're okay," and then like they pretended to call 911.
And then they're like, "You're fine."
It's like, "Oh, they said you're fine," and then like, "Help!"
Alex has perished. He's in the Family Guy stock death pose right now. It's not a joke. He's dead.
Yep.
One time when I was really tiny, I was a baby boy, and we had this clothing rack made out of PVC pipes because we're Mexican, and they would have it outside in the backyard right under the orange tree because we're Mexican.
Can I just say that Alex is still on the floor, by the way.
I'm still on the floor.
Yeah.
And so I was putting my clothes to dry, and I dipped like one of my like white undershirt tank top things in water, and I went and it wrapped around, and then like I jumped, and I would be able to swing on it, and I wouldn't fall, and I swang on it like Tarzan, and I fell and like slammed my spine into the concrete, and I would go
like agonal breathing.
What's the funniest thing you guys have ever done with bugs?
With bugs?
Yeah. Okay. When I was a little baby boy, I was in my Christian. Actually, yeah, I was.
Hold on.
First of all, it wasn't my Christian
Do you
school.
want water?
I'm good.
Okay.
It was my elementary school before my Christian school. Okay, so like I was saying, the far like reaches of the playgrounds, off in the shady parts of the grass, and we'd collect like slugs and ants and stuff like that, and we'd build a little like hotel for them. A big old tower of like rocks and leaves, and we called it the Ant Hotel.
Oh, that's cool.
And I did this with all the cool gals back in the day. It was a fun time. And then they cut down the tree, and we stopped doing it.
Aw.
They also took down our little our massive pile of rocks that we used as the hotel. It was really sad. That thing was actually massive, though. It was like probably this tall.
Jesus.
I would say like about half the height.
That's like as tall as like the Connects roller coasters I used to build.
Yeah, it was basically about as tall as us.
You're like a child architect for insects.
Yeah.
The most useless like person in the world.
Yeah, a little dragonfly collided with it, and it just fucking blew out and.
How about you, David? Any funny bugs?
Not really funny, but just like a memory I have. Like I would like walk out of my house to go to preschool after watching Sid the Science Kid.
Oh my god.
And then like I would find roly polies on the ground, and then I would just like kind of like play around with them like on my finger.
I think we all did that. All of us cool kids that grew up outside and not on Fortnite gaming moments.
Like one time I remember this giant spiky green like spider was on my scooter, and I cried for my cousin to come get it. And like I think he kicked the scooter and it went flying.
Oh my god.
And then I remember like me and my friend, we would hunt bugs at school and just let them loose in the classroom.
Oh my god.
We would catch praying mantis because they were everywhere. Because one of our like the elderly teachers, she had a garden at the school.
Aww.
And so in the garden there was like bugs because
Are you pulling
plants.
the microphone away from me?
I remember like I would be catching bugs, and I was like so into bugs that I wanted to study bugs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like so not afraid of bugs that I would go into class and I would ask my teacher for like little Tupperwares that they had in their like cabinets, and I would catch bugs and bring them into the class, and then like everyone would be like, "Wow, nice graphics!" And
Where'd you get them?
and so like one time I remember like my teacher was yelling at me because I was dumb and had bad grades and I had better things to do than learn what like a triangle was.
Yeah.
Because interests aren't important in the eyes of teachers. So they were like, "Get inside! I need to teach you how to spell the like word blue." So I brought a praying mantis into the classroom and let it go because they refused to. After a while, they started refusing to give me the little Tupperwares.
Oh my god.
So I had a praying mantis in my hand and I went, "It is my boy," and then it went flying, and everyone hit the deck.
You fucking like brought the 8 plagues of the Nile or whatever into the
I
classroom.
gotta get out of here.
Oh my swarm of locusts into the classroom.
I just imagine you like you have like a trench coat on, and then like you have a bunch of bugs under your coat.
Oh my god! The other day at school, I was in the lunch line. There was a giant locust on the floor. They picked up the giant locust, and they put it on like this other guy.
Yeah.
And the guy slapped it off, and it flew on the floor. Then he kicked it like a football,
Oh my
and it
God.
went flying onto some poor unexpected child walking into the cafeteria. So I just watched this chain of events like happen.
Oh god, you
this town.
reminded me of like something I used to do and like might still do if the spirit ever strikes me again, that I get so annoyed with fucking ants.
You're stricken by a fey mood.
Yeah, by wait, what? You taught me a word. It was fetid.
Fetid, yeah.
Methamphetamine.
What I used to do and might still do is like during the summer, I get like my house gets like infested with ants. Ants like make their own D-Day. So like ants during the summer, they would always like just infest my house, be in my room, be in the bathroom, be in the kitchen, especially because all the foods are there. So what I would do, I would like put like sugar in a water bottle, so that they would like come in there, and then like when there were enough in there, I would like put the cap on, and then I would put him in the freezer.
That's so messed up.
So I'd put him in the freezer, and I would like take him out in the morning.
Stick him in there overnight. What the hell?
Yeah.
That's what people do when you. That's what happens when you get like the little ants for your anthill or your ants farm from the mail. They tell you to put it in like the freezer for like a minute before you put it into the actual thing, so they don't go rabid.
And then sometimes I would like put the ants. I'll like put water in the.
Oh my god,
in the bottle.
you're fucking sadistic.
Oh, I thought there was like
You're psychotic.
I thought there was like. I thought it was like a half full water bottle with like ants floating around in it with the sugar, and you froze it, and it's just like a little like still life of ants.
Still life.
Oh god, you're doing like the thinker pose. That is like.
And then oh my god, it gets worse. I would get the water bottle in the morning, like outside. I would take the water bottle out of the freezer. And then I would hit the water bottle against bricks so that it would like shatter.
You are so messed up. That's like, how do you call it? That's like a symptom of like psychosis, like mutilating small animals. That's not even a joke, that's real.
Because they would like infest my house, so I'd be like, you come to my base, my home, where I sleep. and you defile my bed. My home, sweet home, where we live, laugh, and love.
Tread your filthy tracks into my humble abode.
Bugs are funny.
Talking about like collecting bugs.
Bugs are very epic.
She went to Knott's Berry Farm and got me a comically sized lollipop, and I licked it and I stuck it under my bed. But I don't remember doing it. So, and I would put things under my bed to keep them safe. And I think it was just like I would lick it once in a while, put it back under my bed, and it would just like collect. I think it just I think it just went, and like ants would show up in my room, and I would blame my brother for it because he's filthy and disgusting. He brings like nachos into my room and like forgets them, and then they turn into like solid.
God,
And so my brother has like cabinets. Like a little cabinet like that, and like I would open it to like see what like garbage he has in there, and it would be like.
You open it up and put some.
Exactly. I would open it and there would be like flies and like nachos or like an old ice cream, maybe like a bag of like chocolate.
Me, an old ice cream.
Yeah.
Like astronaut ice cream.
But like I would open it and there's just garbage in his like desk, and I would blame him for the bugs in my room. But it was this like comically sized lollipop stuck to the bottom of my bed, and like like by the time I found it to like eat it again, it was like black with ants.
They formed like a society. Like
no, they got stuck to it.
Antopia.
They got stuck to it, and I threw the lollipop on the floor and it shattered. I watched all the ants go flying.
Why do you all hate these like
Oh my
these
God.
little creatures so much? It's fucking.
I have a reason that I don't like ants.
Why?
I was really good friends with this.
Good friends with an
person.
ant.
I was really good friends with this
Your girlfriend
person.
was an ant.
Oh no. I was good friends with this person, and they would like go to this tree that was like decaying, and there was ants all over it, and they would like dig all the ants up. By the end of like recess, there'd be like a giant crater in the playground. like just like we defiled the ant kingdom, and they like pushed me in it, and they ran in the library. So I would be mauled by ants.
Sparta kicked you into it.
Yeah, I was mauled by ants like one day. And I never trusted those microscopic menaces again.
You're okay. It wasn't the ants' fault, man. It was those little dicks' fault.
Yeah, I know, but I blame the ants.
Your lollipop was like the giant
The red tomato from Turbo?
No, the gobstopper from like Diary of Wimpy Kid. Hey, welcome to the second episode of the Alextrocast. We're gonna talk about Christmas shit.
Yeah, Christmas.
Surprisingly, this isn't like peaking or anything.
Yeah.
I think we burnt off all our energy already.
Yeah. Although that makes for a calmer episode, so that's good.
Yeah, it's suitable for drinking a hot cup of cocoa.
Yeah, and not fucking spitting it out at the screen.
Coca-Cola.
Sepsi.
Cocoa.
I like how you guys were like,
We're gonna talk about Christmas stuff. Conk.
no, you guys were like, this is calm.
I don't like how they made it like they did like so many musical numbers like
Han Goglet.
Ungoglet. That's the signature song of the movie. It's the let it go of the movie.
Oh my god. I
my
used to eat like chocolate bricks. Like, used for hot chocolate. Like I would sneak them into like the playroom that we had in my old we had in the house, and I would just snack on them. And then I get sad when there was no more hot chocolate as a drink.
and also like the hot chocolate musical number.
Yeah, that's like that one's actually iconic. Unlike Hurgly Durgly or whatever the fuck you said. Was it what did you say, like Gromlick or something? It's like Gramfield.
What are you talking about?
You said some random string of words, and I was like, oh, that's the signature song of the movie.
I said Han Goglet.
Hot Doglet.
I said Han Goglet.
Hung Goglet.
Hot doglet.
I'm just imagining like a really poorly animated like hot chocolate scene. Where they're like falling over and smelling the hot chocolate on the kids.
And they have like no reaction whatsoever.
Yeah.
Stiff, they're just totally dead and lifeless.
like the liquid animation is just a brick.
Like it's just in the form of it's just in the shape of the cup.
It's like all the little individual balls that they use to animate the water.
Oh my
fluid
God.
Physics.
Yes.
Because I used to be obsessed with Thomas the Tank Engine, and I was religious about that guy, and
That guy.
There's
Oh,
like
pal.
garbage bags of Thomas the Tank Engine toys in my like shed. Because I loved that cartoon, and then like my dad was like, this kid's getting too smart. He's using British, because I used to talk like, Father, may I go to the bathroom? May I go to the restroom? And my dad showed me SpongeBob, and now I'm a moron. My
He
dad,
intentionally like
yes, he did.
He stunted your like development.
He sat me down. And like
Just plopped you in front of the TV.
he sat me down and did the like dad like hug strangling thing, and like he made me watch SpongeBob until I had no brain cells left.
Like robot chicken like
He sat me,
contraption.
the what was it, like the orange whatever.
Yeah, the clockwork
Yeah,
orange
clockwork
contraption.
orange, like pry open your eyes.
Yeah, he sat me down to watch SpongeBob,
For the rest of eternity.
and like, he stopped me from being a smart man. Now,
He stopped
podcast
you
would have
from
never
being
happened.
the
this
posh,
podcast would have never happened if it weren't for my dad. And, like,
posh Englishman you were always meant to be.
That is the butterfly effect. You being obsessed with Thomas the Tank Engine led to this.
He sat me down, and now I like SpongeBob, and then like my dad bought me like I used to collect Pokemon cards, and then like now I'm obsessed with Pokemon. My dad bought me a single CD, and it would repeat because it was scratched,
Oh my god.
and so now I'm a dunce.
God.
And my dad bought me this expensive like Thomas the Tank Engine thing that was like probably the size of this, like right here.
Yeah.
It was like a little track with like a little Thomas the Tank Engine to ride
I would've
around.
loved
and I made
that.
my dad return it.
Why?
Cause I didn't like Thomas the Tank Engine
Oh my
anymore
god.
because of him.
You like reverse engineered your brain.
He did. So my dad like made me not like Thomas the Tank Engine anymore because it was boring, and I was like, oh, SpongeBob too funny, haha. And now like he bought me this Thomas the Tank Engine thing that was like $70, and I made his ass return it.
Oh my god.
That's so sad.
Yeah, and like now I regret it because I would have had this badass Thomas the Tank Engine toy, and I would probably still ride around in it.
Oh, you're able to ride in it?
Yeah, it was this big. It was like around the size of our
it was like
carpet,
one of those little
and it was
vehicles?
Yeah, it was like and it had a track,
Oh.
And you put the things on it, turn it on, you put your kid on it, and it just goes.
I would have loved that. I thought you said it was like a giant train set.
Yeah.
When I was a little baby, I used to like train sets.
Yeah.
No, I never had the train sets, like tracks and all this stuff. I would only have the toys, and then like I would turn them on, and I'd watch them fall off the desk.
Oh no, Thomas!
I would make him kiss Percy and whatever.
Gordon is fucking dead.
Oh my god.
But so
I don't know why this is, but like you like the Thomas the Tank Engine. I like Thomas the Tank Engine.
I wasn't that much of a Thomas the Tank Engine guy. I mean,
I was Thomas the Tank Engine for Halloween one day.
Still, you like?
Yeah,
it.
like I wasn't that level of like autismo. Okay, I watched it. I enjoyed it, but I didn't actively seek it.
You didn't have like toys of it.
It was like really.
I still have toys of Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah, and you
They're
still
in my closet.
Well, let's look.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I kicked like a little tiny Thomas the Tank Engine train.
Let's not look
This
in there
morning,
anymore.
no, like I think literally this morning before I got here, I stepped on a Thomas the Tank Engine.
Okay, so you like Thomas the Tank Engine. You like
Yes.
Thomas the Tank Engine. I like it. Andrew likes it. The ghost of Andrew is with us. The Holy Ghost. Bam.
It's
Oh my
beautiful.
God.
Do you have Emily? Oh my god, I
Yeah.
was in love with Emily.
I have-
She's right there. Give me.
This episode went from like being about Christmas to.
It's totally about Christmas, alright? It's consumerism.
Where's
okay?
the troublesome trucks?
Look.
This guy was such a. I was gonna say.
End of Green Gables. you creature, you cretin.
What?
You see, oh, was that not you, or was that the chair?
That was the chair.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh my god. Like.
Wasn't the helicopter named Hector?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, so
I had a
poetic
toy-
for Thomas the Tank.
I had a toy of Hector and I chewed up his little like helicopter blades. Christmas. What's your favorite Christmas memory?
I think honestly one of my favorite Christmas memories is back in East LA. This is actually when I got the little train set of Thomas.
Wow.
Like the giant goddamn box we got.
Okay,
it for-
continue. Who cares? Stupid trains.
That's literally,
God, nobody
I'm
cares
telling
about
the
Thomas the
story
Tank
right
Engine.
now, you fook. So I remember holding the big old box in the car. I'm like, oh my god, this thing is bigger than I am. And it was raining outside. I love rain, by the way. So it's rainy, it's cold, it's pleasant, it's Christmas. I don't associate snow with Christmas. I associate rain.
Californians don't know how to.
Californians haven't felt snow since like the fucking Miocene.
I ate like dirty, gross, like brown snow like last year, and then I fell down the mountain. I think
You're from California, you don't know what snow is.
so we drove up to like the Big Bear,
Oh.
and like we it was getting really dark, and we weren't gonna make it all the way to the top of the mountain, so he stopped at this little pile of snow at the side of the road, and like everyone else was playing down on the road, but I climbed all the way up,
Climb to the top of Mount Crumpet.
and then I tumbled down.
The top of the mountain from like the Polar Express.
I climbed all the way up, and then I ate a fistful of snow, and then my mom yelled at me to get down, and I fell down this little hill, and I got all dirty, and I literally shit myself. and we went to like this In-N-Out that was really fancy, and the power went out.
Oh my god.
No, so the power went out, and like you know how like there's the vacuum on the like ceiling that sends all the smoke. So the power went out, and since the grease pans are like and like the burgers and
They're
all the
getting all
smoke,
smoky.
all the smoke was staying in the
Oh
restaurant.
god. I mean, it was probably warm at least.
Man, I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. I just thought that was funny. You have more to your story?
Yeah, we drove home. I was in my room, and I remember it so vividly. In my room, setting up that little train set, as the gray light floods my room from my tiny window. That's all. I have like one memory of a scooter, and it's when I was a little child, 8 years old. I was out during after hours, I should say. It was very dark outside with the big kids, and of course these big kids, like, you know, they saw me as entertainment, as you do.
Like the age we are now.
Yeah,
flip.
basically, yeah. And or how do you call it? They were doing all their sick tricks on their BMX bikes or whatever, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do something epic. So I was gonna do like a little like kickflip thing or whatever, and I end up slamming the fucking like, I ended up slamming the scooter into my ankle. And I was just like, and
Oh my God.
this was obviously at like 9 p.m. It was 9 p.m. I was like in the middle of the street. All these fucking children like Sasquatch out of there. They're doing a little pose, they're dipping, and I'm just alone in the like orange street lights, and I was like, that's my only memory I have of my scooter.
Oh my god, I have a memory of a scooter that I think's really funny. So like at my grandma's house. What?
It's just this episode was like we start with Christmas. Thomas the Tank Engine. Okay, now back to scooters.
I have a memory of a scooter. Like I remember when like the company started putting engines on things and giving them to kids.
Yeah. I already know where this is going.
Combustible mechanics in their
So back at my grandma's house, they had this across the street were this rich family, and like me being poor Mexican and eating dirt and bugs and stuff. Like they would bring over. It was like El Chavo del Ocho and like Kiko, where Kiko would bring over like the better version of the toys. And like I'd be outside, not even with like the scooter I had. And I think I named him like Trike or something. So I had a scooter, and then the neighbors across the street was like, I'm going to get one but better, and they bought like this engine razor scooter.
Oh my God.
And they were like, you test it out. And then like I just remember like it's like a brick wall. It was like a brick wall about this, like up to like my knees, like about the size of a dresser. Yeah. Like the size of a dresser now. It's like this brick wall, and I completely like Angry Birded that brick wall. And like I still go back to like my grandma lives down the street from us, so I go back and I see this hole. But I just remember like I remember this super vividly. Like there was a Razor scooter with like a giant back wheel, because that's where the engine shit was, and like it was blue, and like the grass was dead, and like I remember going, "Don't worry, Mom, I know what I'm doing," and then like I'm like, and all the like the dirt and grass behind me, and I blasted off into a concrete wall.
One last fun Christmas story, or one fond story.
However, to what extent these stories like have to do with Christmas?
It's totally Christmas.
All of these are like Christmas stories. I cut my finger.
Nice job, you doof.
With the pen?
Yeah, check it out.
Check it out, blood.
It's the broken pen from last episode.
You want a Band-Aid?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, well, tell your story, Nick.
Okay, so a little bit of context.
I'll listen from outside my room.
Okay, badass. This was like right before, or not right before, a little bit after the big split between my parents. So at this point, I was with my mom solely. And, of course, as all responsible parents should do, they should give in to their children's demands to make them feel happy during these times. And, at the time, there was this one little stupid fucking toy that I really wanted. It was like it was a little dinosaur figurine and like a fucking bath bomb. And you put it into a little volcano, and it dissolves and fizzes up, and it smells like ass, and it gives you a little dinosaur figurine.
That's cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so for Christmas, actually, I got one of them, and I got like 5 of those eggs, and I remember in one big night, instead of putting them in the little like fancy volcano provided, I decided to like grab them, just like throw them in the fucking bathtub instead. And like I said, these ones, I don't know what was with this brand, but like they smelled like ass when they like actually bubbled up and like, you know, dissolved. It's
using chemical warfare.
Yeah, it's it smells like a bizarre mix of like baking soda and vinegar and like some sort of chemical that's not safe for consumption. But anyways, I threw all 5 of them at the same time in the pool, the bathtub.
Yeah.
And they all dissolved. They were all the same toy, by the way. It was advertised that there would be like, collect them all or whatever. It's glow-in-the-dark ones and everything. Mm-hmm. But no, I got all of them the same little like skeleton figure. And I remember immediately after like fishing them out of the pond, or not the pond. I keep saying the pond.
Shut up.
The bathtub, and I caught a whiff of my hand. And it smelled like genuine chemical warfare. And so I called my mom because I was like, Mom, what happened? I'm gonna die.
Mom, I mixed the bleach and ammonia.
Yeah,
I pissed into the bleach bottle.
That's what it smelled like, basically. And my mom, I remember she walked
smells like literal death.
She walked into the bathroom and she physically, like, recoiled. She was like... So we drained the bathroom and it still smelled like that for a solid week, and that's how I ruined Christmas. That's
how I ruined Christmas.
Ruined Christmas 2008 or something like that.
Okay, my turn for my favorite Christmas memories. So I remember one Christmas, like this is like shortly after I realized Santa wasn't real.
Okay.
And like my mom bought me like a Pokemon plush toy. And I was like, I've never seen this before, but I know it's a Pokemon. And I was so happy that my parents actually cared about like what I liked. It was like it was a good Christmas. I was like,
best day ever.
And the next Christmas, I found a bird watching like binoculars in my stocking. I was like, what is this?
All right, so let's have a discussion about dreams.
I used to think that because like my dreams are so vivid and like real.
Mm-hmm.
That I used to think that I could travel dimensions, and like
Isn't that lucid dreaming?
I don't know, but like I used to believe that I would travel dimensions and stuff, and like enter bodies of different me's. Like I had so like realistic dreams, and like they would tie into each other too.
That sounds like kind of like astral projection.
It was so weird. Like I would wake up with like cuts and stuff on my hands.
Oh God!
And I'd be like, I probably smashed into something while I was asleep. But like I remember getting this in one of my dreams. Like I had a cut like right here.
Oh, I hate that.
Like waking up, and like in my dream I got cut with a knife like right here.
Oh.
And like sometimes in my dreams like I would be it would always be like a different Alex. Like I remember. It would
alternate universe.
Alternate universe me where it was like in the middle of a flooded Earth-esque kind of thing.
Yeah. And
we lived in like tarp, like you know what like a crow's nest looks like?
Yeah.
It was like kind of like a crow's nest, but like it was built like houses and stuff. But each wall was like those tarps. And it would be really windy and stuff.
It sounds really aesthetic.
Yeah, and like you'd look out and it was just gray skies with like the ocean, and like, you can see the animals.
That reminds me of D-Day.
All the little animals of the world.
And then there's like I super like remember like going to the same school in like multiple dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And then in different dreams I'll be doing something else, and then like there's the school. Like I could remember like in my brainscape there's this like world, and there's like different locations in it, and I remember drawing a map. And like it was the exact same every single time. Like the school is here, the mountains are here, there's a little river right here, blah blah blah. And like I remember keeping a journal of like all the animals I would see in my dreams. Like I would just doodle them up.
Wait, you would have the journal in your dreams or
in real life?
Oh,
so you would say that this is a dream journal then?
Yes. You're true, dream journal. Being really creative is good for dreams.
Yeah.
But it's also like the absolute worst thing ever for nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this probably harkens back a little bit to my personality, but while you have like consistently, I guess like sensible dreams, you have a dream world basically. It's all connected in some one way or another. My dreams are all disjointed and weird and bizarre. Like my dreams don't even like last the whole length of my sleep. Oh my! Are you listening to your goddamn edit right in the middle of this?
Yeah, just continue talking.
All right. So my dreams will get like so disjointed that there will be like 3 sections of my dreaming. It's like when you're watching an episode of a cartoon and you got like 2 parts of it.
Oh yeah.
And it's always like the weirdest shit. Like one time it was me at my school with one of my old friends. It wasn't my old school though. It was like fucking. Oh, I just doxed ourselves. At our current campus, it's all like overgrown and all that. And I'm with this friend from my Christian school from way back in the day. And we're just talking about like tarantulas and shit.
Tarantulas?
Yeah, and there was one point where she sits up and under the little like cracked pavement under her, a big old fucking like trapdoor spider comes out and like starts hissing everywhere. I was like,
It's really strange. I thought you meant like she had a skirt and like she sat up and like spiders went.
I mean, that would be also horrifying.
That's what I thought you meant too.
That's totally something.
Oh, it's gross. Like a chubby spider.
Oh my god. People are into that.
That's disgusting.
They are. I've traversed the whole length of the internet. I know these things.
I call that a Twitter fetish.
That is not a Twitter fetish. That's like an image board fetish. It's a solid like 8chan right there.
Have you ever like gone like so deep into
There's a spider
Twitter
in my pussy
that you find like weird fetishes and
yes,
like,
I've gone a lot.
degenerate.
I extensively used DeviantArt for a year, so I know these things. Okay.
I would just turn on my phone and like be bombarded with other people's fetishes.
So one of the weirder dreams in recent times that I can recall is last night. I was dreaming that I was in our history class, or actually no, none of you are in it, but Caesar is in it. I was dreaming I was in that history class, and cool. Alex just like slapped himself.
I slapped the back of my neck.
You necked yourself.
I slapped the back of my neck really hard. Like you can see it. I slapped the back of my neck on for like no reason, and like I was shocked at how hard I hit myself. Continue.
Yep. So last night I was dreaming I was in that history class with Caesar, and one of the people from Game Art was in there too. They're working on some sort of project. It was a totally unrelated project. They were like playing with candy or something like that, making little candy statues. And they were like, "You're my partner, you're not working with me." And they were like genuinely really mad at me. They were like chastising me. I was like, "This is history."
Oh my god.
And I was
This is history, not Willy Wonka's chocolate.
yeah. And I was like crying because he was like laying into me over this stupid project that has nothing to do with anything ever.
Oh god.
And all of this is interrupted by the intercom, which goes off, and it's like,
Nick Tapia is a fucking buffoon.
Nick Tapia is eating Heinz baked beans in the back of the theater.
Attention audience.
Attention audience, Nick is scratching his ass.
Attention all moviegoer.
Nick is hands deep in his ass.
No, but anyways, the little PSA system went off, and it was like, "Attention all students, Germany is gone."
Why would your school say that?
I have no clue. But they're like, "Germany is gone, Reich is dead." And all of a sudden, a bunch of like revolutionaries come to our school, and they're like banging on the windows and doors, and they're there's some guy who's like smashing on the door feverishly, really loud. I'm like viscerally terrified because it's so damn loud. The classroom next to us, someone smashes through the window to it. They get in there, all the children are screaming. All of the people in history are just like bunkering down, laying, trying to stay low, while this madman is smashing on the door. And I'm just thinking to myself, well, hey, at least we're living through history.
You said the Reich.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Fourth Reich?
Yeah. Yeah, but that was the whole dream. Then I woke up in a cold sweat. I was like genuinely really terrified.
Holy shit.
I was terrified about how like all the loud noises and the children like screaming and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure it was a mixture of my fear of like international political affairs and like school shootings. It mashed together to make this horrible like primally terrifying experience.
God.
Man, your dreams are weird.
Yeah.
They are.
Everybody else has like real like scary dreams, and mine always make me really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like people are like, "Oh, I'm afraid of spiders, so I got just by a spider." I like got like I don't get dreams like that. I had my dreams are my nightmares are like all over the place too. Like I went to the store with this instrument I bought. Mm-hmm. Like my favorite store at the mall got closed, so I was already sad.
Oh my god, I know exactly what story I need to tell. And you know too. All of you know what story I need to tell.
I thought you knew what story I was talking about.
No, but continue.
My favorite store at the mall got closed. Then it was opened up. Then an Animal Crossing store was opened up, and they had a bunch of anime and stuff.
That's amazing.
Then I went inside to go eat some. Like they had tiny little rotisserie chickens and stuff in this little like food court inside the store. Mm-hmm. And then I was so in love with the store, and then they closed it. Then they opened up like an anime-esque central store, and there was like Animal Crossing stuff and Mario stuff, and it was like basically a Tokyo like palace. And they still had the little food court and everything. But I brought my automaton to it. Because my favorite teacher worked there for some reason. Mm-hmm. And so I go in and I show it to him, and he's eyeballing me, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna leave. And so he's like, you need to pay for that.
Ooh.
But I brought it here to talk to you because you need to fix it or something. And like, no, go put it back in aisle whatever. Well, I brought it in here. I walked in, you saw me. I'm like, no, I didn't. And you need to pay for that. So I'm like, I don't have my wallet. I don't have my money. And I'm gonna send you to jail or something. Yeah. But I'm getting chastised in my dream. And then like it's by like my favorite teacher. So not only is it like a store employee, it's someone I have to respect because he's a teacher. You know, the student-teacher relationship. Yeah. And then I'm getting a ticket from him, like, that I have to pay or something, like, later. So not only am I getting yelled at by a teacher, I'm getting a ticket, and my favorite store is closed, and all these other things that make me severely uncomfortable, and this little toy that I really liked is broken, and whatever, and it's just all these weird things to make me severely uncomfortable instead of scared. My nightmares are stupid.
Yeah, that delves, like, into human psychology there. Like, other people are, like, primally afraid of, like, animals and stuff like that, or, like, concepts like death. That's just, like, that's modern, like, fears of your superiors, or, like, fears of, you know, how do you call it?
Yeah. So,
the inevitable.
Yeah. So, I'm being yelled at by a teacher, I'm getting a ticket, and my favorite store is closed. And I'm here and whatever, this toy's broken and all this other stuff, and I'm so uncomfortable. And like I remember ending up leaving, and I'm like, I don't remember where I parked.
That's the scariest part. But
like, where they play
just a little theremin. Ooh.
That's where you wake up and you're just.
But it was. But whenever I have stupid nightmares like that, I always feel like. I feel god awful for the entire day because I always I'm like the anxiety is charging while you're asleep.
That reminded me of like a dream that I vividly remember from years ago, where it was a nightmare actually. For some reason, like I was in North Carolina specifically, and I was with my sister.
Sister.
And she's
Shut up, Alex.
We listened during yours.
The man speak.
So we went to like this ice cream parlor, and it was really shady. So we got our ice cream, and this guy in the corner, like this dark, dim, dank corner, was like just like eyeballing us. So like we felt uncomfortable, so we got our ice cream, and then we walked out, and then we got home, and then like I look out my kitchen window, and the fucking universe is like flying past the earth.
God.
and I'm seeing like Mars and like Saturn and Neptune and like Jupiter fly past the earth.
Oh my god.
And like the sky is black.
Holy shit.
And like all I see are the planets. And then like I eventually see the sun, and then like I don't see anything else anymore, and then like I start like suffocating. I don't know why I came to that, like after coming home from like buying ice cream.
Like stalked by Shady Dude?
No.
He did it.
He's the controller of the universe.
He opened up his big old trench coat, and it was just space under there.
God was eyeballing me, and he wanted me to pay for my sins.
But this story is about or at least one of the dreams, I should say. This was like probably 2 months ago now, I think.
Alright.
Anyways, so one day I wake up, or like I get out of bed. It's like 12 in the afternoon or something like that in this dream world.
So this is a dream.
Yeah, I'm going over to the little I forgot what, Tokyo Plaza to go get some of that drink, that delicious mogu mogu. Alex's face just like contorted right now with joy because he knows what story this is.
I thought you were telling something else.
But anyways, this story, or
tell him what mogu mogu is.
Okay, so mogu mogu is like this really cool like chewy drink. It's got like little coconut bits in it. The specific flavor that I first tried was like lychee, It's pink. It's sweet. It's got a little bit tart.
I want more.
I want more too right now.
I've never had it.
But anyways, just Mogu Mogu. I love this drink, and I guess I loved it so much after going to the Tokyo Plaza that I dreamed about getting more of it. So I'm over there. I got my sack of shillings on my hilt, ready to go pay the cashier his hefty sum for this delicious treat. Alex can barely contain himself.
I've never heard this before.
I head over to the cashier, and the cashier is just like the most primordial Neanderthal my brain could possibly render. This man's brow extended like 3 inches past his nose, and I give him the little sack of shillings. It plops onto the counter. I hand him over the little Mogu Mogu bottle. He grabs it, flicks it open, chugs it all in one go like those 1 second bottle challenges. Yeah, that's what happens. He goes. And he goes,
it's not what you told me. It's not what you told me.
That's what I told you.
No, you said he took a fat bite out of the can.
He did not take a bite out of it.
You're like, he went,
He did.
Mogu Mogu! And charged you for it.
Okay,
fabricating the dream now.
No, I'm not. That's
you lied to me.
No, I'm not. That's literally what happened. I swear to God.
Extended family issues.
Anyways, yeah, that's a dream. He drinks or he consumes. There you go. He consumes all of the Mogu Mogu and he goes Mogu Mogu. And the dream ends there, and I wake up in a feverish sweat.
Yeah.
He still enjoyed it, okay?
I thought you were gonna. I thought this was gonna be like a wholesome dream.
No, it was.
Like when you said like I went to this like Tokyo place and like I drank this like super good drink and then I went to the cashier and then like you start talking about Neanderthals.
Yeah,
like,
of course
taking physical like
bites.
malleable bites out of this drink.
It's Mogu Mogu.
No, he
dude.
takes a bite out of like the can. It's like in the Grinch when he like.
Yeah. The bottle, yeah.
That's disgusting.
I had a dream about like a caveman and like this is okay. Wait. I don't think I told this to any of you guys. Okay. I was at. Take the stupid thing off.
Oh my God.
I was at a museum.
Yeah.
Right, and they just discovered like a frozen remains of like a Neanderthal, and he was like perfectly like in carbonite petrified like that. But like, so, and then they thawed him out and they stood him up, and he's frozen, but his brow just starts going.
He breathes through his brow.
Yeah, respirating. It's just like bulging.
His brow is like inflating and deflating.
Yeah. It's like a little like balloon on an iron lung.
So I went to Barnes and Noble in my dream, and then and for some reason they were selling like stuff that aren't books.
Oh my God!
It's like musical instruments and like tapestries and like furniture at Barnes and Noble's. So then and for some reason they had like a day where like everything was free, but you could only buy like one free thing. So shut up, please. I went over to an accordion and I bought it. And then my brother, like for some reason my brother knew where I was, and then he like burst through the door. And he was like, "David, we're going home." So I just took my accordion with me, and then I went home, and that's the end of the dream.
By a reindeer.
In IRL, in real life,
in real
day, something happened to me that felt like one of my dreams, and it was so like awful.
Huh.
Like I was at the mall. And this is when I bought.
Do you have any good dreams?
No. I mean, like, all my dreams are weird.
Yeah.
So I was at the mall, right? I was over there. This isn't a dream.
Okay.
So I was at the mall over there. And so I was in Barnes and Nobles, and, like, I was with my dad, my uncle, and my cousin. They were all farting at Best Buy in the speakers aisle.
That sure sounds like a dream you would have.
I know that's why this isn't a dream, but it felt like one, and I was so like, I felt so strange.
Yeah.
So and then
it's like when you look in the mirror for too long.
Yeah. And like I was calling. My mom said we're gonna go to Bed Bath and Beyond or whatever the Bed Bath and Body Works or whatever, the one with the candles and shit.
Sure.
Bed Bath Bango.
Bath and Beyond or whatever.
Fuck
the one,
pinky.
The one at the mall over here, and it looks like a picnic basket.
Yeah.
So they were like, we're going over there. Go get your dad and your uncle and your cousin, because my cousin's girlfriend was there with us.
Mm-hmm.
And like all I hear, I'm like, oh no, they said, where are they? And then I just hear like an action movie start like blasting in the speakers. And I'm like, oh, there they are. So they say, go get them. And I said, okay, they're gonna be at that store I said earlier. And I go over there, and they're farting really loudly.
God.
Oh no, they're farting and walking. So everyone else would like walk into their farts.
Oh my god. Fucking.
And I don't even like get close enough to them, and I hear. Oh, and I see them scatter.
They scattered like silverfish.
One of them farted really loudly, and they all got scared and ran away. And I had to explain this to them.
It's like when you
scuttled away.
Yeah, they all ran off.
It's like when there's a bunch of cats at your front door and you open it and then they all run away.
And so I'm like, I'm not finding all of them. They probably like ran off to different parts of the store. So I go to bed
so they can shit themselves in there.
Body Beyond or whatever.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, here, wait in line while we look at the candles. And so like the line is like, here's the front counter, here's the front of the store, here's the line. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, I can wait. My mom's right here. So like the line's moving, 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 and I'm like, Mom, I'm almost like there. My mom can't hear me.
Oh God.
So I'm in line, and if I get out of line, I'm lose my spot.
Yeah.
But my mom can't hear me, so I'm like, Mom, and the line's moving, and they can't hear me.
Oh my God.
And then my cousins show up. And I'm like, Mike! And they can't hear me.
Oh my God.
And like they're still putting out their candles and stuff, and I'm like, oh God. And then my dad walks in and he comes up to me and said, Dad, wait right here. And I run off to my mom and said, Mom, the line is like almost there. What do you want? Dad's in line, hurry up. I'm like, I'm not buying anything. Oh my God. Oh.
Bruh. That is like an actual bro moment. And that is a nightmare.
That like rose my blood pressure up substantially, and it paid off. There was no payoff.
I'm getting a headache.
But that's what happened, and I felt so strange. And the weird part is that like I don't remember buying these weird instruments that I told you guys. Like I bought like the weird flute thing, and I bought an ocarina.
Yeah.
And I'm at home going, where'd I get this?
I don't know if I told you about this before, but like. I had a fever once and it was really high, and I was sleeping on the couch, and I don't remember if I had a fever dream or not. I probably did, and then I woke up like okay, maybe I had a fever dream and I don't remember it because I woke up startled, and then like I lean over to look at the ground from the couch, and I just see like an abyss, like an endless abyss.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it's just dark.
Oh.
And then I fall off the couch.
Oh my God.
And then I hit the floor, and I'm like,
oh God.
And then I like run over to a trash can and just vomit my guts out.
That's so fucked. Oh my God.
I'm gonna start today with the story about how I saw my teacher's penis. we were on a Washington D.C. trip for 8th grade, and in it was in like the Chicago airports. What the fuck? We were using the facilities because we are human and we need to release waste.
Hi, you guys suck.
And fucking our teacher was in there at the same time, and
jacking it hard.
And Sammy, and I finished my business, and Sammy did as well. And he was on the other side of the there's a wall, there's a wall in the bathroom where there's like there's urinals on one side, and then
like the one at school.
No.
Oh, okay.
But there's like urinals on one side of the wall. So this wall is in like the middle of a room, and it's only like connected with the ceiling and the floor. And he finished on his side, and he came over and he was like, dude, I just saw Mr. Dude. And
Nah, you're gonna need to censor that one out.
And well, fucking Mr. Peter Griffin. I just saw
Mr. Peter Schmidt.
Mr. Peter Griffin's dick.
Well, we can't drop names.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. Where?
Well, we can't drop names. Anyway, so
you saw Mr. Peter Schmidt's dick.
Yeah, and I ran. I fucking almost ran around the wall. For just out of curiosity to see if he was lying or not.
Because it's always important to know whether or not your teacher's packing heat. That's always important.
No, I came around the wall, and then I see my teacher's schmeat. And I gotta say he's packing. He's got a log.
Okay, how long do you estimate your teacher's penors to be?
Somewhere between.
Well, you haven't
13 inches and 5 miles.
You haven't
27 feet long.
Okay, I gotta say that thing was girthy.
It was thick.
Yeah, it had. No. It was still long.
My genuine question was, and because I remember you first told me the story, and I've always been holding in this question, but I figured why not ask it now? Was he circumcised?
I don't. Well, yeah, he was.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
Yeah.
I imagine that picture of Garfield. It was like, oh, you don't have to worry about you go ahead, you can stare. You're in heaven,
you
Garfield.
You it once.
Or go on.
I don't know if his skin was just pulled back, but I think it was circumcision. So anyway, yeah, the thing was fucking meaty. It's alias.
Well, I saw an old guy jerking off in a Target restroom.
What?
In the urinal.
It up, but I'm a wrestler, right? And there's this thing called down position where basically you put your hands on one line, you put your legs on the other, and you're supposed to have your ass down to your ankles, right? And apparently, what happens is if you don't have your ass on your ankles, and this has personally never happened to me, but I have seen it happen to someone. My coach told me that if you don't have your ass on your ankles, they can legally grab you by the nuts and flip you over your head, and it's legal.
Bring me that. That reminded me of a story that I have when I was 12, maybe. I was at Susie's birthday party.
Oh yeah.
Was this the one in 8th grade or 7th grade?
What?
7th or 8th grade?
I think maybe either 7th or 8th grade. I don't know.
All right, whatever. It's fine.
Those 2 years are blurry. Anyway, holy shit. There are these bikes you can rent at this park. So I got one, and there's this big hill that you can ride your bike down. And me being fucking stupid in 12, I got on this bike, and then I rode down the hill, and I fucking spread my legs out because I thought I was having fun, and my sack.
You prepubescent sack. Now I remember what grade this was. 7th grade because I had just gotten my phone.
My adolescent sack was grazed heavily against it by these gears in the bike. and I felt gears turning against me, and the friction, and then I fell.
Houston, we've made contact.
And I at the bottom of the hill, I felt I ate shit.
And your nuts were tangled up in the gears.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
oh shit, that's awful.
And I fell off the bike, and then I cried.
I didn't learn how to ride a bike until I was 10 or 12. And it only took me 2 days to master it. But here's the thing, I remember it was the second day, and I was in this parking lot, right? And how sometimes in parking lots for schools they'll have those tall, long, yellow things to prevent cars from crashing into them, right? And I don't even know why they had them there, because literally right past it was a driveway where people could literally just turn and right back into the parking lot, right? So I turn into there, I'm riding my bike, right? And I look around, and there's a bunch of them. Like like the bike's pretty thin, you know, like bikes in general not very wide. Plenty of space between each like pole thing, right? My dumb ass 7th grade self managed to like crash right into the pole. The circular pole that was like, have you know, like 4 inches across with like 3 or 4 feet between each one. I managed to hit it with a bike, my front wheel, and I flew forward. I managed to do that on a bike. You guys know those memories from when you were like 3, 4, maybe even like 6, and you're not like 100% sure if they were real or not.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Like you used to be like totally sure they were real. Like yeah, that definitely happened. Yeah. Like I definitely met Santa Claus in the North Pole that day.
There was this one time where it was like. It was totally like a dream or some shit, where like I can remember my crib, and I was with my dad, and it was a lion. The lion that in front of the movies, it was just going wow and like shit, and I was like, Dad, kill it! and then, like I think about it often. I'm like, did that happen?
Is that a hallucination?
I know.
I actually,
Dad, kill it!
I actually still remember my very first memory. Like you know, like when you were a child, and like you like everything, like all of a sudden. Oh shit, I can see now. Like I can process things. I can remember now. It usually happens when you're like 2.5, like 3. You know, I was a very smart child, and then here I am now, you know, not very smart child. Just speaks to show how not smart some of us are. Comparatively. Kidding, Dave's very, very talented.
Like my first memory was like my mom had me in the sink. and she was,
oh hell yeah, I'm a cup.
I was in the sink and I was being bathed, and I don't know how. Like I think I was floating in the water. That's my first memory, and I just remember like my vision panning from like the cupboards to the other like half of the sink.
Yeah. And
like I look down and then there's water. And I'm not using like my hands or anything. I'm just like sitting on the water. Wait, what were you going on about?
I forgot.
God damn it.
About a candle.
Oh yeah, I would like, I don't know why. And I remember how I stopped using my first ever like DMV licensed identification card because I was like really like, I wonder what would happen if I dipped this in paraffin wax. It wasn't even paraffin, it was just candle wax that I kept like dipping stuff into because I was like, oh, I love playing with fire. This is fun. And they're like, why do people keep telling me not to do this? I never got burned or anything, but like I kept like
so much fun to fuck everybody else.
I just kept coating because I had this candle. It smelled so nice. I light it all the time. But I kept coating stuff in wax for no reason other than just like, oh yeah, this is cool. And like sometimes I'd even dip my fingers in and I was like, yes, I can play my guitar again and not mess up my finger.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It's a very nice feeling when you dip your callus forming fingertips into like paraffin wax. It hurts like hell for like the first 15 minutes, but after that you don't feel a thing.
That's a technique?
No, it's not. It's just I burnt my fingertips with paraffin wax, so I barely feel on them.
Technique.
Rotten eggs.
Your like dichotomy against eggs continues.
Yes, I hate eggs so much. Me too.
I don't like them. I don't eat eggs.
I was force fed raw eggs as a baby to make me smarter, and it only worked in the short term.
My dad made me watch SpongeBob and rotted my brain away.
I have a really sad story. I'm not sure if I tell it.
Thanks.
You want me to tell the story or not?
Well, you fucking brought
it up. All right. So when I was like 2 or something.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had one too many mimosas in the green room. I had this babysitter who apparently really loved me, but she'd always force feed me raw eggs or like nearly raw eggs. So I held a grudge against her, and like I still feel bad for this, but she was on her deathbed in 8th grade, and I just refused to visit her.
Oh my god.
And looking back, I feel bad now because like, oh, it's just fucking eggs. But like, I could probably be a lot more buff right now, a lot faster if I was able to eat eggs, and that's kind of on her, man. Like,
you
Dead ass bitch, you're making me not fight.
like I can't eat eggs now.
this fucking
That's
asshole.
sad. That's so sad.
That's why I didn't want to say it.
You've lost your ability to
Consume. I literally, when I smell eggs, I will like come this close to Hugh, and y'all can't see it, but this is pretty goddamn close.
I can't say
Either of you
that.
guys. Did I ever tell you guys about my irrational fear of like the number 66 and the number 96? Did I ever tell you guys about my irrational fear of those numbers?
what?
I have so many irrational fears, and like those two numbers just trigger me for some reason. I don't know. I think 96. I know 66 is because I used to be like a massive like Star Wars nerd. I was talking to some new female because I'm a playa. I'm a playa. I was talking to someone and they were saying, I was like, I used to be a really big Star Wars fan. I was like, I did too. And like, I used to love the Clone Wars. I bag on my nephew for having watched like the new Three Caballeros TV show like 10 times over at my house, like minimum. But I've watched the entire Clone Wars, all 6 seasons, like minimum like 8 or 9 times, all over. Like,
Get on my level.
like get on my level of Star Wars fandom. Get on it. And so I love Star Wars, and I especially love the Clone Wars era because it's just so amazing. It feels a lot like it feels romanticized to me. It feels
If
like
you
so
didn't
amazing.
watch the Clone Wars, you're a fake Star Wars fan.
That's true. It's canon too. Apparently,
It is.
Disney can like call it
It is,
canon.
and there's stuff. Okay.
Yeah, but like the thing I don't like about
did
that.
you watch the new movie?
Yes.
Did you see all the stuff from Clone Wars?
No. Okay, so but like the number 66 bugs me because Order 66 to me does not represent the massacre of the Jedi. No, I don't give a shit about their lives. They were all assholes. Mm-hmm. The thing I don't like about the number 66 is that it basically ended my favorite era and my favorite like, franchise like ever. So like so yeah, that's like that's why I have like an irrational fear of the number 66. And then 96, this one's weird because I don't know why not 88 because that's a famous one, but the Germans, they used to have this thing called a flak 96, and it was like the flak 88 but it was larger, and I don't know why, but every time I see the number 96 I think of the flak 96 and I think, oh shit, I'm about to get blown to smithereens in my fucking tank in my tank that I'm obviously in right now.
Yeah.
What else do I have? I have a rational. My parents make fun. Everyone in my family makes fun of me of this one all the time, and I think they completely underestimate how like emotionally traumatizing it was for me. Mm-hmm. But I have an irrational fear of chickens.
Oh, that's not an irrational fear because those fuckers are scary.
It's true. No, but like it wasn't.
Is it because they produce eggs?
No. Not even a live chicken that's scary. I don't even know what gender it was. I don't know if it was a nice chicken or whatever. But I wasn't because everyone thinks I'm white. I don't care, whatever. I'm tired of it. It's annoying as hell. That's why I want to get a banjo to just fulfill the prophecy. Just make myself completely white. And then,
It's you.
Yeah, so... so I want to get the banjo, and, I was in Colombia. The birthplace of my grandparents on one side... Oh, birthplace of one of my grandparents. It's a complicated situation. And so I was there, right? It was like my first ever trip. We went on a road trip to one place. We stopped by it was like a highway and like going through the jungle, we're all cool explorers, right? It was a nice road though. We went to this place that kind of looked like a country club, and like right after that, after we left, we passed by this like roadside. It wasn't even like a restaurant. There was like basically no walls. It was basically just like not even a shack. There were no walls. There were just like support beams, and there was like a roof made out of like that wavy metal stuff that you find in slums, right, in like Brazil or whatever. And so it was just that. And it was a chicken soup place. They sold soup there by the roadside, and apparently this place was like popular or something because it was like always packed, or it was packed when I got there. It was really full. So we got there, I was eating my chicken soup, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good, right? And I'm just eating it mindlessly because I was a fat ass back then. I am, but I'm getting better about that. Yeah. And so I'm mindlessly eating my chicken soup, and I hear something about like something like yes, and I already know that's foot, and I hear chicken. I'm like, all right, whatever the hell. So I just decided to look at my soup for no particular reason, and I see a chicken claw in there, and I'm terrified because it's just this chicken claw in my chicken soup, and I couldn't finish it. It was delicious soup. I just couldn't finish it, and now I can't look at a chicken without thinking that. And everyone in my family makes fun of me for it all the time, and I was like, they don't understand how emotionally scarred I was from that moment. There was no possible way that every single bowl could have had like a foot.
And
No
yours.
possible way. But no, me, like, it was like, how old was I in 6th grade?
What?
How old was I in 6th grade?
Like 10.
Yeah, I was like 9 or 10-year-old me. It was like, I was like, this is gonna be epic. And like a delicious chicken soup. I'm like, holy shit! And I'm like scared as hell. And like everyone was like laughing at me.
That
and, like,
chicken scratched
no one
his
understands
ass.
how deeply like scarred I am about that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Was it like the position of it? Like,
No.
How was it? Like was it like?
So there was like the. I can't.
No,
if I describe it to you guys, everyone
No, I mean
understand.
like the claw in the bowl. Was it like claws up, or was it like
It's
side?
caught.
Claw?
yeah,
That's gross.
That's yeah, because it looks like it's like reaching out for you.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Episode 6 of
I
Star
remember-
Wars.
I
Yeah.
remember though, like one time I was riding my bike around my neighborhood, and then I like went too far, like someplace, and I just got lost. Like,
Hold on.
this is the period where I didn't have a phone, so like I had like no connection, and I was just like out in the middle of like a street, and I didn't know where I was, and this random guy came up to me. He didn't come up to me. He was also on his bike, and we like almost crashed into each other. And I thought like he got off for a little bit, and I was like, "This is where I died. This is where I got kidnapped."
Oh my god, I have like so many stories of me just barreling down a hill. Like so there's a hotel, and it's on the top of this like hill, and me and my dad would like ride up there and just go flying down the little like road.
Oh my god.
And it's a sharp turn, and there's traffic. So if you don't turn, you go flying into traffic. And I never flew into traffic. It's a straight like turn, and then it goes all the way down back to where we live.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just flying down this street at like Mach speed, and like the speed of light. And I'm like, okay, I gotta like brake soon. And I drive I ride a little too close to the wall.
Yeah.
And my brake goes flying off. So like okay, so it's like the metal brake thing, the little like things that you pinch on the handle. It just goes, pew! And it's a stump of brake right there. It's gone. And it's awful.
that bad?
Huh?
How do you fuck up that bad?
Because there's traffic, and then there's like the sidewalk, and I'm like, and then I try to like center myself back, and I ride too close to the brick, like this brick wall, because it's a Mexican neighborhood.
It's Mexican.
And I go, and it just gets caught on something and flies off, like my metal brake flies off my bike, and I'm just barreling down the street. I ran over like a mouse. There was a mouse on the side of the road.
Got divided in half.
And then there's another story where like I wasn't even going down like a steep hill, but it was like it was a street that was it wasn't busy, but there was cars parked everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going down. It was like a little downhill,
Yeah.
and I ran out of sidewalk. The sidewalk just ends, and then it's just like grass and parking lot. No, it's just grass and driveways.
Yeah.
And mailboxes and stuff. And I'm just like crazy taxi avoiding everything. My friend stole 2 bikes and brought them to me, and we took them apart, and now I have 1 bike.
Wait. How?
So my
Did you like combine the parts?
yes, I combined the parts and made the super bike.
It's the bike from like Kids Next Door.
Yeah.
That super special bike that he had.
So like it had parts from like PT Cruiser, mountain bike, a street bike, and like I remember I gave it like the gears, so you can change the gears and stuff. And then I sprayed it black, and then like I tried to replace one of the tires, and then like the brake came off.
Well, you were riding downhill.
Yeah, when I was riding downhill. But so my friend came to me on 2 separate occasions and like, hey, look at this bike I found.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I was like, because I didn't know this guy was a hooligan.
Does he just keep stealing bikes?
He yeah, and like apparently like one of the bikes that he took was in one of the neighborhoods that one of my friends lived in at the time, and it was and we couldn't get the chain off the bike, and he recognized the chain. I was like, oh shit, sorry, that sucks for you, but I don't care. Cause on the frame,
cool, but I sure don't care.
On the frame, the lock is like wrapped around it, and we couldn't get the combination off. Cause I didn't know. Cause like I was a pure little lad who like ate bugs in the backyard, and he grew up like his parents were divorced, and he learned how to drive while we were still in like elementary school, and he drove his dad's car. He stole his dad's car and like went to go live in North Carolina.
What the fuck?
But I didn't know that he stole these bikes and brought them to me. I was just like, wow, you found a bike? That's so lucky. I don't. I find them all the time, but they're locked and stuck to things. But he would bring me the bikes, and like I would chop them and like take them apart and like.
When you were in like elementary school?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I still have a bunch of bike parts and like stuff that I'm trying to fix, and like maybe I'll sell like my bikes.
Yeah.
But it's just that he would bring me the bikes, and I would take them apart and build like super bikes.
It's an origin story.
Yeah. I probably stole so many people's bikes.
I actually have a
Actually, someone stole our bike once, and they like climbed over our wall, and then they saw our bike, and they just took one of our bikes, and they just left while we were all asleep.
Worst being sick stories since Andrew's sick. Yeah, what's here? So one time
In the middle of the summer, I had the flu.
Yeah.
It was either the flu or the fever, but I was burning up.
The fever.
I was completely burning up. And I remember I realized I got it when I had like those microwave, or not microwave, but those those convection ovens that like the small ones that you have in your like kitchen to like toast bread.
I don't have one of those.
Anyway, but my point is, I was eating some taquitos from Costco, one of those, and they were heated up in there, and I realized, oh shit, I'm fucking sick. And then like 2 hours later, I was completely burning hot.
Oh god.
And later that night, I woke up at like 11, probably, I didn't know the time, and I was like completely immobile. Like it wasn't that I had sleep paralysis, I could move. I moved like my elbow slightly up, but I couldn't move, and my body was burning. Like the most I could do was kick my covers off of me, and I kept like, Mom, and she wouldn't hear me. But luckily, Jesus Christ, my brother, he was in the backyard for no reason last night, and he was like, I think he was like checking the sprinkler box, and the sprinkler box is right by my room, and he heard me like, I'm sick as hell, please help me. And there were only two. There's two upsides to the story. My dad actually took me to the hospital to get me checked out, and I got a payday bar from CVS.
Damn.
Wow.
When my dad took me to go get like Gatorade for myself, my dying self, he got me a payday bar.
That sounds good.
This is the best part of the story.
Yeah. Payday bars, and I like payday bars, but they're not even that good, and that just speaks to like how shitty the story is.
There was this one time when I was a little baby, my entire family like got a fever, including me, and like everyone in my family was just sick, and I was like 0 at the time. So like my sister just thought we were gonna fucking die, like right there. We were just gonna like.
Oh well, the family caught smallpox. I guess our family line's over.
Whoops!
Black plague. We got fucking Yersinia pestis.
One time, like growing up, I didn't know I was lactose intolerant, or even if I was lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
But the moment I knew I was lactose intolerant is when
when you shit yourself.
I didn't shit myself. I was like, when I shit myself because of rotten Denny's milk. But I remember like Denny's gave me rotten milk or something, and then like I was like, and that's when I knew I was lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
But apparently, my cousin Lucy has different stories about me being lactose intolerant growing up, and so I would always have like unbearable stomach pains and stuff, and I would like go to the doctors and like poop in a cup or something. And so I was like dying in my grandma's bed, and like my cousin was there.
Yeah.
He's all grown up, and he looks like a skeleto from Nacho Libre, but fat. He looks fat. He's like a fat skeleto.
Yeah.
Steven! And so we were just like doing all these home remedies, and I'm like, Grandma, I don't want to eat your masa soup. Like, you know, like the dough for like tortillas. Mm-hmm. She like boiled that and made me drink it.
I hate that.
And then she absolutely soaked a kitchen paper towel into a alcohol, like rubbing alcohol, and slapped it on my stomach. And like I remember I was crying, I'm dying, I'm dying. Oh.
What if she did that? What if like she did that right?
And she put it on my stomach and I felt better.
What if she did that? And I was gonna say, is like, what if she did that and she rolled a nat 20 and she just ended up like completely curing you?
But I just remember screaming like, I'm dying, help me, I love you guys, I'm dying. And I think it was just because like my stomach was like upset and I was getting like a lot of body heat, and she slapped this cold like wet alcohol napkin on me, and I was like, where's Grandpa?
You like didn't sleep for 3 days straight.
That means you're clinically insane.
And then like he fucking like, I don't know what happened to him, but like he became like debilitated. Wait, to continue with my story about
undisclosed person
dying from not getting sleep, and then he got sick. So for a good amount of time, like 2 seasons, he was like just lying in bed in the spare room in my house, and like he always had shades on for some reason, and I remember this one moment where I was in the living room, I was playing my video games, and then like out of nowhere, like I just hear him like David. So like I fucking like run over, like what the hell happened? And then he's like, quick, make me a sandwich. No,
Help!
Yeah. That's how it happened. Like he's like, make me a bologna sandwich. Like so I fucking like made the sandwich like really quick, and then like I brought it to him. And I ran into the room with the sandwich, and he was still lying down with his fucking sunglasses on. And he started eating it, and he was like, hold my hand. I was like, what? Hold my hand. So I held his hand, and then like we just like, I just stood there in silence as he like I heard the awkward chewing sounds from his.
You wouldn't even try to comfort a loved one on their deathbed while they're eating their goddamn sandwich. You wouldn't even hold their damn hand. You just made them a sandwich. How much harder is holding their goddamn hand on their death?
But like, and then like after that, he was still affected by
tuberculosis.
He was still affected by him not having 3 days of sleep for like how many months?
I forgot it was that. I forgot that
you
was
said 2 seasons, so I want to say about 2 years. That's how long it takes to record a season, right?
What? Huh? Shut up. So after that, like he had like a panic attack or an anxiety attack or something, and then he had us call 911. So then the so the paramedics came, and then like we lifted him out of bed, and it was like, help.
He whips out his insurance card, raises it in the air. It was like, I have health insurance. This ambulance ride will be reasonable.
So like we drag him out, and then like he's still on the mattress. So the guys from the ambulance, like they came over, and then like halfway out the front door, like still like lying down. I can't get up. And then the paramedics are like, they say, how did you get here?
What did you do?
Yeah, and then for the rest of the like I saw.
Imagine if he was like shitting with you guys those entire 6 months, and he was just fine. He was just a lazy bastard. Really, how did he go to the restroom?
I don't. Oh, he like pissed in like Gatorade bottles. So then
undisclosed.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know how like not getting 3 days of sleep can affect you that much. Thank you everyone for listening to this podcast, episode 5.
for rockin' stone. Rock on! Rock on! Mushroom!